It is time. I am back, baby. Yes, we took a week off, but we are back at it here for my brand, for the Black and Gold brand, the newly revamped brand, for whenever that comes. I don't know when that's happening, but we here for now, baby. You know, we got an amazing show coming out of Takeover 36. We got Faction Warfare in our main event. We got the championship picture in NXT, both championship pictures, frankly, getting a little crowdy, and we see the finals of the NXT Breakout Tournament, and I am going to cover every single thing with you. My name is Jordan Moser, and this is your NXT Recap and Review. To kick off the show, we got the $1 Million Champion and the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase and Cameron Grimes, respectively, coming out, just celebrating, just reveling in the awesomeness that was Takeover 36 and their victory over LA Knight. Cameron Grimes just reveling and not having Ted DiBiase be the man's butler. We got rid of that, and he's wondering where he's going from here, and they say they're going to the moon, and they see bills just falling out of the CWC just in the crowd and at the announcer table and everything like that. A nice little way to kick off the show. Very fun. We see them having fun at the commentary desk with it as well. Very short. Don't really know what it was leading to until we see later on in the show Cameron Grimes actually gave up the $1 Million Championship. He turned it in, and I was like, boy, you just won it 2 days ago. What are you doing, dog? I hope it makes sense, but I guess it does make sense in storyline purposes. Ted DiBiase is probably going away, not to come back to the NXT for a little while, so it makes sense that Cameron Grimes is now going to spread out and kind of do his own thing. But dang, that darn Ted DiBiase, he took the title, he ran off, gave a replica and everything. I'm like, dang, gave up the title that easy. That was crazy. He fought all that time for it, and now what you got? A replica. Ha ha ha. Yeah, very fun opening segment and a way to kind of move the direction a little further for Cameron Grimes going into the future, of course. First matchup of the night. Wow. First matchup of the night goes to Ridge Holland and Timothy Thatcher. They came out and had a very physical and fun contest. Ridge Holland just using that strength and that big body to his advantage, while TT, he tried to match that a little bit earlier on in the match, and later on he got a bit more technical, started to wear down on the leg of Ridge Holland, but it didn't really matter much. At the end of the match, he goes for an enziguri. It is blocked. Ridge Holland connects with a nice stiff headbutt and hits that emerald flosion that he likes to call Northern Grit for the 1-2-3 and the win for Ridge Holland. He has looked mad impressive since he has been back in NXT from his injury, and this was no different. Ciampa comes in to check on Thatcher after the match, and they start to brawl with Ridge Holland. That's until Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, yes, they come back. This is Danny Burch's return from injury, and Oney Lorcan has been chilling since then. But they both come back and they take the work to Ciampa, just destroy him, and Ridge Holland takes the weapon to the throat of Timothy Thatcher at ringside. It just leaves both men laying as the four men, with Pete Dunne included, just recoup on the stage. This was beautiful. I loved this faction. It never really got to truly form when Pat McAfee was here, but now they are together with Pete Dunne seemingly the leader as the group. I loved every second of this. Ridge Holland versus Ciampa next week is what we're gonna get, and that is gonna be modes of fun. But yes, I am looking forward to everything that is happening here. This is beautiful. Yes. Next up, we had a short tag team match. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, the KCs, going up against Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. A very short matchup, but both teams were very impressive just in the moves that they were pulling out during this matchup as well. But it didn't end fairly quickly. We see the KCs just hit a nice little 450 neck breaker combo on Gigi Dolan for the 1-2-3 and the win for their team. And they have been calling out those NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, for a minute now. Did it on TikTok apparently this past Sunday at Takeover 36, and they ran up to the announce table like, we want them girls, we want them, where they at? They ain't defended it once, we are here. And I guess they are here. I don't know if they're gonna win it, frankly, because they never really win those big matches, but like, I would like to see the matchup, not going front. But yeah, I would love to see Io Shirai and Zoe Stark put those titles on the line at some point. And definitely Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter did look impressive. I want to see what's next for Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. We see them being led away by Mandy Rose a little bit later in the night. So hopefully something becomes a little bit bigger for them, because they were definitely put in a position to succeed. But yeah, just a very short, very interesting tag team match, but very impressive nonetheless. That girl rolling around the ring could not make up, and it could not help her against the debuting Kaylee Ray in NXT. She made her debut coming over from NXT UK after holding the women's title over there for 600 plus days, as we heard earlier in the show. But yeah, she made quick work of Valentina Farrell, ended things off with a gory bomb for the 1-2-3 and the win. Definitely an impressive and short performance for Kaylee Ray. I'm looking forward to see how she kind of works her way into the women's division. Just amazing women's division already, just adding another star who has done so many things in there as well. So this is going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to everything that she's about to continue to do. I haven't seen a lot of her work, but I'm looking forward to see what she does here now that she's in NXT. But yeah, very nice and impressive performance against Valentina Farrell. We get our first look at the first three-time NXT champion Samoa Joe. He comes out to the ring, talks about how he beat that bad man Karrion Kross at TakeOver 36, sent him packing to Raw in a gladiator mask and some weird clothing. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but he sent him packing, and now he is here to welcome all challengers. And this is really not disappointing with this segment, because all of them came out. We see Pete Dunne come out first. He stands eye to eye with Samoa Joe. He's like, we've been doing this for a long time. You know what this is. Tell Regal to make the matchup so I can beat your bum. And then this brings out LA Knight, who lost at TakeOver 36 as well for that $1 million championship, but says he is still the $1 million megastar, and he wants that shot at Samoa Joe as well. And this brings out Kyle O'Reilly, who won the undisputed finale at TakeOver 36 as well. And he's all beat up in the ribs and everything like that. But he wants a shot at Joe as well. And this kind of ends all the coming out until, surprisingly, Rich Holland just comes out and decks Kyle O'Reilly in the ribs, hits him with that shot, and just sends him packing. This brings out also Tommaso Ciampa. He's coming for Rich Holland and Pete Dunne, just trying to take them down a little bit further as well. Everything and everybody is just brawling and moving around. We see Samoa Joe and Tommaso Ciampa kind of standing tall at the end of the segment as they run Rich Holland and Pete Dunne off. But yeah, really nice way to kind of cement the challenges for Samoa Joe moving forward. I specifically want Pete Dunne in the worst way to be NXT champion, and I would love to see that matchup. But him, Rich Holland, especially, just seeing that meaty matchup is going to be fun. LA Knight, Kyle O'Reilly, all of these guys, this is going to be a very fun couple of months with Samoa Joe as NXT champion. I firmly believe that he should lose it to Pete Dunne, just in my opinion. But we will see what definitely happens going forward. But this is definitely a great segment to kind of kick off the new reign for Samoa Joe. Coming up next, we got the finals of the NXT Breakout Tournament. Odyssey Jones, the big man, going up against Carmelo Hayes. And we see very early on Odyssey Jones just using that strength and that big frame to his advantage, is taking down Hayes on multiple occasions. Didn't really let him get out the box in the earlier stages of this matchup. But we do see later on Carmelo Hayes is just one that likes to break down big men. He did the same thing to Duke Hudson a couple weeks ago. Is doing the same thing to Odyssey Jones in this matchup. Just going after those legs, breaking and chopping this man down at every turn, especially even a little bit later on in the match, had a very long sleeper hold on this man, just taking away his oxygen and everything like that and just breaking him down. We do see later on in this matchup, as they're both kind of going back and forth, Carmelo Hayes gets the advantage. He eventually goes up and hits that top rope scissor kick. But Odyssey Jones, he doesn't pounce right up, but he just kind of lifts. He's like, I ain't done yet, baby. I ain't done yet. This prompts Carmelo Hayes to go up top for another one, but he misses, lands right on his bum, and this eventually allows Odyssey Jones to hit a big splash for the 1, the 2, and no! Carmelo Hayes rolls through, gets him for the 1, 2, 3 on the roll-up, and the win. Oh my goodness. He is the winner of the 2021 NXT Breakout Tournament, Carmelo Hayes. We see him in the interview after the matchup. He's not really sure what championship that he's gonna go for yet, but he does not miss, baby, and he surely didn't miss with this match. This was tons of fun, not gonna lie. I was fully expecting someone who was not in this finals to win the tournament in general, but this is a very fun matchup. Carmelo Hayes is coming out more like a star than he was coming in, which is ultimately the goal of the tournament, so that was awesome. Odyssey Jones, he's very protected just by the roll-up victory and everything that's gonna come with that, so definitely expect to see him come to fruition and come a little bit further along in the next couple months as well. But yeah, very fun final. We see Carmelo Hayes. More than likely, I would think he would go after the North American Championship because nobody wants to fight Samoa Joe because that's just dumb. But yeah, very fun matchup and a very fun way to kind of end off this break-off tournament. Next up, we have something I am completely miffed by. We got Boa going up against Zion Quinn. Boa's in control for the early stages of this matchup, but we see as Mei Ying is from the ramp, she's like, finish this, Bo, do it. And as he's distracted by Mei Ying, he gets hit with the forearm by Zion Quinn for the 1-2-3 and the victory. What? Like, help me understand. We see Tia and Sha just as this amazing force. They're battered, they're rugged, and they keep coming and they win, but that didn't happen here. Boa lost in like 45 seconds. Like, how am I supposed to like understand what's happening here with this faction? Like, help me. He got beat by a dude who we do not know. Like, like, come on now. Please help me understand. We'll see where this goes, of course, but this does not look good for the prospects of Tia and Sha, especially since we haven't seen Xia Li in a couple of weeks. I don't know exactly what's wrong with her and why they're keeping her off TV, because she was kind of the main thing they had going, but I guess we will see. But this was bad. I would say this was pretty bad. And last up here in our main event, we got a 6-man tag faction warfare. Legado del Fantasma going up against Hit Row. Both teams' entrances were fire. We see Hit Row in just the bad outfits, the swaggy outfits, and we see Legado just bringing out that lucha heritage. I loved every second of their entrances, and they attacked right as the bell rang, just going after Hit Row, just trying to take advantage. But Hit Row definitely took control a little bit early on, especially Ashanti the Adonis. He was out there flying, boy. He was killing it, and eventually stood tall as we went into picture-in-picture. But we come back, and Legado is taking care of business, eventually just hitting a bunch of corner splashes in the corner. Just glorious how they kept on tagging in and out, just taking out Scott during that time. But Scott does eventually take advantage. He gets rid of all 3 men, eventually gets to tag into Top Dollar, and he comes in like a locomotive, like always. We see him even at one point after a splash and a couple of elbow drops, just lifting, carrying all 3 men of Legado del Fantasma at once and just hits them with a nice little slam. That was mad impressive. I've never seen any people carry 3 people at once. 3 people? That's pretty wild. But we do see everything just kind of break down once Santos Escobar and Isaiah Swerve Scott both are the legal men in this matchup. Everything goes crazy inside the ring, outside the ring. We eventually see B-Fab get involved as she pushes Santos Escobar into the pole as the referee is distracted, but she is not alone out there. We see she turns around, and it is Elektra Lopez. We've seen her a bit on NXT TV, but not really in any kind of spectacular role. But she definitely showed out here. She removed her coat, grabbed that joint and into the ribs of B-Fab and just took her out. This distracted Isaiah Swerve Scott enough. He has it in his hand. He tries to get rid of it, and that allows him to get subjected to the roll-up. That's the 3rd roll-up on the show. We'll add. It's not a trend we want to have, but he gets rolled up for the 1-2-3 and the win for Legado del Fantasma, and they stand tall on the stage with their new associate Elektra Lopez to end the show. This was a very fun matchup. Definitely loved everything that just kind of happened. Very balls to the wall. It was very free flowing. I really love that about it. Especially everybody really stood out to me. Both tag teams, Santos Escobar and Isaiah Swerve Scott going at it. The debut of Elektra Lopez in Legado del Fantasma, that just makes things a bit more just cohesive. Now it's 4-on-4, and we're gonna get more of this, and I'm loving every single second of it. And I love Legado coming out on top because those are my boys. So I love every second of this. This is awesome. We'll see where it goes in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, this is a very fun main event for NXT. And that is going to be it for this episode of NXT. I don't know where specifically this major revamp is coming or where it's going, but this is definitely a good episode to kick off NXT moving forward after TakeOver 36. New feuds, new championship pictures moving forward, new debuts, and we love to see everything that is going to be happening in the next couple of weeks just going into the fall. But yeah, this was an awesome show. A couple of duds, not really anything too concerned about, with the Boa and the Zion Quinn thing. I'm like, bro, what just happened? But the main event, everything that's going on with Rich Holland, Pete Dunne, and that championship picture in NXT is going to be amazing moving forward. So this was much fun. That is going to be it from me. I am out. Peace. You will see more videos, so check them out. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your grandma, tell your grandpa, tell your dog, man. Tell your dogs, man. Come on, they watch it. But I'm out. Peace. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your life. Love Christ. Everything like that. You know what it is. I'll see you soon.